Then this takes to the next question. So what did you notice with your students, the difference between drawing and learning how to draw? Now, you and I have come across many artists. I remember you took me to a gallery even, and a lot of people are quick to go, oh, you know, once I've learned at a certain level of drawing, I will look and go, my word, they should not even walk around calling themselves an artist because they're out of proportion, or they, you know, and you see these people doing different things. And what I liked about whenever I walked around with you is you would go, okay, so I can see this area of this individual where they are at their stage right now. And I can see that they have really highlighted this color, or they've been creative here or done this. And when they're ready for their next level, they will obviously know when to move. Now, what did you, like I said, what do you notice is the difference when you worked with your students between them just drawing and learning how to draw? And I'll give you an example. So like I had students who came to me, and then, you know, a lot of people go, especially parents will say, you know, my children are really gifted and talented and they're really advanced. And I go, okay, so who are you comparing them to? No, well, they're really good. I say, okay, that's fine. So, and I actually had somebody go, and I don't think that I'm looking at all these art schools around you and clubs, and I don't think that you could teach advanced drawing. And I said, okay. I said, well, bring them in. Let me have a look. And I said, and then when I said, what you are missing the point, because the point is everybody is at their level of when they're ready to commit to learn how to draw. And I said, and if you want me to push you to advanced, I can do it, but it's a two-way street. So when they would come in, I'd see things like smudging with the finger, and it would be there. It would be, I would say probably, how we talk about standards in class, don't we? How we talk about grade 1, grade 2, you know, you wouldn't teach a 5-year-old algebra. So I'd see almost like parents kind of compare their child learning algebra, but they're only 5 years old, because there's so many techniques that they really don't know that they could really learn from. And even looking at your students like Heidi, when she started with you, she's now a professional artist, and she really, I can see the journey of when they started with you to how they're being now professional artists or teachers themselves. There's a huge difference. It is really clear in technique and everything, and they make it look so easy. So what did you notice the difference between drawing and painting and learning how to draw and paint?
Yeah, I'm going to give you an example. I had a student come in from overseas, and she said she knows everything, so she wants to go on to painting. I said, that's fine, but would you mind very much if I can get you to draw just one thing? So she said, okay, not a problem. I said, look, it's not going to take long, but then at least I can get to understand what level you're on as far as observation goes. So I put a banana on the floor, and she was sitting on the chair. So obviously there was foreshortening involved, perspective, okay, and all the things that go with it. And she couldn't do it. And I'm thinking, okay, someone who's got a degree in art, maybe in the theory side, but not the practical. So, and what I was trying to appeal to her is that she needs those tools for when she paints, not only for when she draws. So then, you know, explaining to her about how important eye level is in relation to whatever's in front of her, so on and so forth. So, but I had to be very diplomatic. So you can imagine her going home and relating, you know, what people, I mean, it was the same thing with me, Justine, when I first when I went to a professor, and I just finished art school, and I thought I was the bee's knees. I really did. I remember Gran was excited, and I took 3 canvases with me preconceived ideas that I was going to do 3 paintings with this famous professor, you know, as a teacher. And he said, yes, I know you've won lots of awards and I know you're very talented, but would you mind very much if you could humor me? And if you could just draw this apple, oh, yeah, chewing gum, yeah, okay. No, that's great. But have you noticed that the background and the foreground are on a similar level, but you knew that anyway, similar tonal value. So you know those edges are going to disappear, hey, but you knew that anyway. Oh, yeah, okay. So he was extremely diplomatic to an egotistical. So yeah, I landed up drawing one apple and then painting what I had drawn, and then coming home and looking very disappointed and saying to Gran, and Gran said, is that all? Is that all you did? Because I hyped her up thinking, and you know, so I'll do a landscape and I'll do this and that. And the amount that I learned from that professor in that one lesson was phenomenal.
Okay,
but
so
he did it in such a diplomatic way.
I'm just going to repeat what you said, because some of the parts of the video froze there, and just so that people can understand what you mean, because I understand what you mean on that. So basically what happened is,
okay, sorry about that.
Is no, that's fine. It's just both our internet connection. So basically what happened is my mom was saying she went to a professor with this preconceived idea that she's learned enough and she's going to go and paint 3 paintings and get that all done. And the professor asked her to paint a simple apple to see how she applied her technical skill. And when she was painting this, the professor could see, although it was simple, where she was not visually applying her technical skills. And the technical skills come to how you approach the background, how you approach the foreground, how you have lighting direction, how you have edges. So somebody who isn't at that next level of education or skill in their painting would have all these hard edges in a plant like it's over here, where a highly skilled artist or person at the next level, or even on the next stages of learning, would know where to have soften edges to create movement in that painting. So that's why the professor asked my mom just to do something really, really simple. And because we jump on the bandwagon with this, we know what we're talking about, then that's how people kind of check to see. So you were saying you learned so much just out of painting that simple apple. And the whole point is, the more you learn from a very simple approach, or a really easy process, the more you're going to apply to all your other paintings later. Is that in a nutshell?
Yeah, but I wanted to tell you there is a bit of a contradiction there in terms, is that it is so difficult to paint an apple well because it's so simple. Where one thinks because you're painting a simple thing, it'll be simple. It's actually the other way around.
Yeah. Yeah.
So interesting. There's a paradox there with so many things in art. So yeah.
And in life as well.